What's up, guys? Today we are going to be talking a little bit more about how the function notation works and how we can sort of verify if something is a function or if it's not a function. So let's talk about how the function notation works. And for that, we've in the past video we've seen that a function is sort of it sort of is like a machine, right? So let's say this thing is a function. And what you could do is you could basically give this function an input, and it has to give you one and only one output. That's what a function is. If it gives you two outputs for one input, then that's not going to be a function. Okay, so how do we write this in math? Because obviously we're not going to be making boxes in math, right? We have a function notation. So the way a function notation works is, let's say that you have a function and you're calling it f. You can call a function anything. Let's say we have a function and we name it f. Now, the way it works is that function, you're going to write that function, whatever you call it, f, g, h, z, a, whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to add two brackets next to it. Now, inside of these brackets, you are basically going to put whatever the input is going to be. So let's say x is going to be the input of the function f. Now, what happens is you are also going to get an equation for this. So let's say I have an equation 2x plus 3. Now, this entire thing, this is basically what you can say the inner mechanism of the function is, right? So if this machine is a function, then obviously a machine has its inner mechanisms, right? So you can say that this equation that you have right here, it's sort of the inner mechanism of the function. It's what's going on behind the scenes, and then it's going to give you your output. So let's say I have a function f, and it's this thing right over here. And then what I do is I basically say, tell me what f of 1 is. So what does this mean? Oops, I was supposed to do this with the blue color. I say, tell me what f of 1 is. So what does this even mean? What does f of 1 even means? F of 1 means that we have a function f, the input is 1, tell me what the output is going to be. How do you say that entire sentence? You just say, tell me what f of 1 is. F of 1 means function f, the input is 1, tell me what the output is going to be. How do you do that? Well, you already know the inner mechanism of the function. You already know how the function is going to work. So all you have to do is you can write this thing over here, 2x plus 3. And instead of x, right, instead of the input value, you're given 1 as the input. So what you do is you go to the inner mechanism, you go to the inner working, and you just place a 1 over there. So that's going to be 2 times 1 plus 3. That's going to be 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3, that's going to be 5. So what is f of 1? So f of 1, f of 1 is basically equal to 5. So this right over here, let me just tell you guys what these things are over here. Why is this not working? Hold on. Pens are not working that good. Okay, so this is the function, right? This is the function. This is the input. This is the output when the input is 1. Okay, so this is the input. This is the function. This is the output of the function, when the input is 1. The input is 1. And what function of the function f, right? So this could have been, this isn't, this 5 isn't the output of a function g. You have a function g. It isn't the output of a function h. It isn't the output of a function k. It's the output of a function f. Okay, so these are the general this is the general notation for a function, and this is how you read a function. Okay, this right here tells you what function you're talking about. This tells you the input, and this tells you the output of that specific function for that specific input. Now let's talk about what can and what cannot be a function. So let's say I have something that looks like this. So I have g of x, and it looks something like this. Can this be a function? Can this be a function? Can this be a function? That's the question. Pause the video, try it out, let me know. So this cannot be a function. And the reason is how we define what a function is. The way we define what a function is basically, if you have a function, you would say that the input must give you one and only one output. That's what a function is. The problem with this guy is, let's say if you take some input, let's say I input 10 in here. The problem is you can input anything in here. It doesn't matter what you input in here. The problem is when you are going to find the output, what's going to happen is that you are always going to get two answers. This is the problem. So what this function is doing is it's taking in one input, right? The input was 10. That was the input. And it's giving me two outputs. One is positive under root 20. The other one is negative under root 20. That's not what a function is. This breaks down how we define a function. So this cannot be a function. Okay? And now let's look at a graph. Let's see. Let's take two graphs over here. So let's say this is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. Now you have one graph. Let me just change the color over here. You have one graph. It looks something like this. So let's say this is the graph of f of x. Okay? And then let's say you have something like this. And let's say this is the graph of g of x. Okay, so what I want you guys to tell me is pause the video, see is f of x a function or not, and is g of x a function or not. Pause the video, try that out. Okay, so let's sort of figure out which one of these is a function and which one of these is not a function. So how do we define a function? What even is a function? A function is something that takes in one output and gives you only takes in one input and gives you only one output. Now, see, the thing is, if we take these x values to be the input and these y values to be the output of the function, then see, this is what happening. If we look at this f of x first, this looks something like this. So the graph looks something like this. And see, for each input, if I talk about this guy, let's say this is my input. Let's say this is 2. Then for each input, this 2 corresponds to this point right over here, and this point will have one specific y value. If I look at this, let's say I take this input value, let's say this is 3, that corresponds to this point, and this point has one y value. Okay? Let's say I take this guy, let's say this guy is 4, I can extend the graph a little bit. If I take this guy, it's going to go all the way to this point, and this point will have some y value over here. In the same way, if I go to this negative part, let's say this is -1, I go correspond to this point, and it'll have some y value over here. So the point is, for any value of any x value that I take, any input value that I take, it seems to have only one output value. So it seems to follow what the definition of a function is. For any one output, you should get one input. Now see, the problem is when I talk about g of x, for any one input, let's say you take this input right over here, let's say this is x equals 4, you are going to have this point, and you're going to have this point. Now see, that's a problem because your input was 4, but for that input, you are getting two outputs. This point will have a y value over here. Let's say it's 16, and this may have a y value over here. Let's say it's -16. So the problem is you put in this one input, and for that one input, you got these two output values. That's not what a function is. You put in one input, you're supposed to get out one output. Over here, this violates the function definition because you're getting two outputs. So this is how you can tell whether something that you have is a function or it's not a function. If it gives you more than one output for an input, then that's not going to be a function. If it gives you one output for your input, then that is going to be a function.